Hello, everyone. This is Launch with Launch Academy. My name is Jesus Ulloa. I am your school principal. And today we have several announcements. We're going towards the end of this quarter, the first quarter of the 2024-25 school year. You guys are doing great. There's a lot of things going on. We have plans and activities in the horizon, and we want to make sure that you are informed of what's going on. But with me today, we have our assistant principal, Mr. Mark Brickley. So, Mr. Brickley, who are you? What do you do at launch, and where are you coming from?
Hello, everybody. So I I am the brand new assistant principal for Launch Virtual Academy. I started back in July. Before that, I was working at Bonita Vista Middle School. I also spent 12 years working in high schools for Sweetwater Union High School District. And then I had a brief stint in between there where I was at San Diego County Office of Ed, working as a manager in the Educational Technology Department. And so when I was offered an opportunity to come to Launch Virtual Academy, I thought that was a great opportunity for myself, considering my experience since we're a 7th through 12th. I've taught all of those grade levels. And then I also, again, was at San Diego County Office of Ed, so I know kind of like the larger scale picture for educational technology and the vision for educational technology in education that I gained while I was with them, and then I can bring that to our campus. So I'm super, super excited to be here. I think we have an awesome program, and I'm just here to help in whatever way, shape, or form that I can. So that's who I am.
And we are extremely lucky to have you as part of our team, Mr. Brickley. So, thank you and welcome to Launch Virtual Academy. Also, with
Thank you.
us, not new, but in a new role, and plus, actually, it's like role plus new role is Miss Nicole Neve. So, Miss Neve, who are you? What do you do at Launch? And how long have you been with us? And what are you doing now?
So my name is Nicole Neve, and currently I am teaching AP English Language and Composition. And that is not a new role, but I am continuing to help strengthen our AP course offerings here at Launch Virtual Academy. That was one of the first courses, and now we have many offerings. So we're supporting our students where they are and what they need. I have a couple of students. I see some names of our attendees here who may have students here in one of my classes. I also have taken on the new role of ASB advisor and shaping that here at Launch Virtual Academy and continuing that tradition and building traditions with my team of students who are developing those leadership skills. I have been here for a few years and have been had the opportunity to see us grow and shape and really develop a program that is student centered about their needs and supports in this atmosphere, providing all of that for them. And we have an incredible team here at Launch Virtual Academy. So, welcome to our meeting and welcome to our school.
Excellent. Well, welcome both to Launch Virtual Academy. I know we've been working together for a while, but now it's time for us to go over the announcement. So if you are just joining today's session of Launch with Launch Virtual Academy, I need to remind you that we are recording the first 15, 20 minutes with announcements. So if you don't want to be recorded, please make sure your mic is muted and your camera is off. Once we're done with the announcements, we will stop the recording, and then we can engage in a conversation with you that are giving us the time and the opportunity to be live online with us today. So we're covering several topics today. Let's jump on the first one. The first one is about safety. So, Mr. Brickley, what do we know about safety? What do we want to communicate?
So we are trying to we are sorry, we are actively trying to put together our safety committee, and the committee consists of various staff, parents, students, and so we're really trying to get parent and student involvement. In fact, we're supposed to have ideally at least one person from each of those groups. So if you are interested in having a voice in terms of meeting regularly to discuss safety for the campus in all forms, especially understanding that our campus is online, so it's not just physical safety, but also online safety, mental health safety, all of those things. If you're interested in providing an additional voice for us, there are forms that we can fill out, and these are linked on our Skyrocket newsletter. So if you go to our Skyrocket newsletter, you'll be able to see those forms for the committees where you can come in and have a voice and be a very valuable asset to protecting our students. In addition, for further support for online safety, because of the unique nature of our school being an online school, we are also starting to implement these safety net presentations. And Safety Net is an organization in cooperation with San Diego Police that comes into schools, and they present on various topics around safety. And it really is something that not just our community, but all students really need. Like, what people don't always know is that 59% of students have been cyberbullied. Back when I was in school, phones were barely really emerging. The internet was around, but it wasn't used to the extent that it is now. Social media didn't exist. So if you were someone that was getting bullied, generally it stopped when you left school, right? You go home and you at least knew that when you're at home, that was going to end. And now, because of the prevalence of social media, because of the internet, because of how connected we are as a society, unfortunately, there just is no, I mean, we should never have to deal with it, but there's never a time where our students are truly safe from bullying. And so specifically talking about cyberbullying, 59% of our students have been cyberbullied. 39 or 35% of high schoolers have actually met in person someone that they've met online, right? And so these are some situations that our students, and when I say ours, I don't mean just Launch, but across the board, students are dealing with. And so because of that need, this group, in partnership with San Diego Police, have created in-person and also online presentations specifically for students to help prepare them how to better navigate while they are online, how to protect themselves from online threats, and also how to behave when it comes to their own personal behavior online. And so they cover cyberbullying, privacy, computer security, identity theft, plagiarism, appropriate behavior in gaming, how to approach social networking, and a lot of other topics in these presentations. And so this is definitely something that we see as valuable to our staff and to our students, most importantly to our students. And then the last thing I do want to mention is that we are aware of an ongoing trend, specifically this week. We are seeing at a lot of we have not seen anything. I want to be very, very clear. We have not seen anything directly for Launch Virtual Academy, but we have seen across the district individual threats popping up that and just so you guys are all aware, all of our schools and us are working with local law enforcement to make sure that our students are always safe, in particular today and this week when we're kind of seeing what is an online trend impacting our students and our campuses. So just if you have heard about certain threats in the community, not necessarily related to Launch, we are aware of those things and we're taking steps to make sure that all of our students are safe.
Thank you,
I
Mr.
pass it back to you.
And just to make sure that data that you were sharing is not data about Launch Virtual Academy, it's just data in general that Safety Net provided to us. And we work with School Site Council, and they approved us resources to get the presentations from Safety Net. So that's important because we are a little bit different than in person. So we are in person because we offer optional in-person programs, but also online. So our partnership with Safety Net is going to really help us deploy and do more when it comes down to online safety for our students and for our parents to be informed. So now let's jump on WASC. And I think that's going to be me. Something that you all know is our school is fully accredited by WASC. WASC is the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. So every school, public or private or charter, that wants to be a real school like we are, they need to go through this process. The WASC accreditation process is a process where each school showcases and identifies the resources, the curriculum, the leadership, the vision, the purpose, the mechanisms to support students in their academic journey. And we are WASC accredited, but this year we are in a process that's called WASC self-study process, where we are revising what we're doing, our curriculum or the systems that we use, the learning management system, the data that we provide, how we are evaluating students' academic progress. And with that ongoing self-evaluation, we're going to be visited next year in April by WASC in person. So they're coming to visit an online school in person to make sure that we are on track, to make sure that we still have systems in place that really assist students in their academic journey. And with that purpose, we're asking students and parents to join our groups, our study groups, to help us be prepared for that visit and for everyone to know of what we're doing and also find ways to make the school a better place for every student that comes to our school, and not just the student but the family. So you're going to find information on the Skyrocket newsletter on how to join these groups, self-study groups for us. So these groups are composed of students, parents, teachers, counselors, and staff in general. And what we're doing is we're just learning together, and we're sharing what we're doing, and we share the mechanisms that we have to provide academic support, and not just academic support, but social and emotional support to our students. So it is really important to have your participation, your voice, and your contributions in this process. So please help us and be part of the WASC self-study that Launch Virtual Academy is going through this school year. Then we're talking about second quarter. Everyone's ready for second quarter. Are you ready, Ms. Nee, for second quarter? The good thing about the system that we have is a quarter system. Is 3 classes at a time. Some of our students take more than 3. Some of the students take less than 3. But just about the time we're like, oh my God, it is too much. We go into a break. And that's great. So we are getting ready to go to our first break of the school year, fall break. But you need to know what happens after fall break. So second quarter for students will start on Tuesday, October 8th. Students, classes, and this is reminding me when we were printing all the locator cards for the students, right? And passing the locator cards, and then they get lost in the schools, find the classrooms and stuff. So our students' locator cards will be accessible in Infinite Campus the weekend before the week of October 7th. And we're going to also email student schedules on that Monday 7th. So you're going to see teachers emailing students and parents starting on Monday, October 7th, when the live sessions will start on Tuesday, October 8th. So with that said, you can see the progress report dates, and you can see when the final grades are due for second quarter. Something that is important to mention here is we have a week where we are on break, which is Thanksgiving break. So this quarter has 10 weeks, as compared to our first current quarter that has 9. But technically, our students on second quarter, they have 11 weeks. So there's 11 weeks for them to get ready and finish those classes. So when we go into winter break, we'll be free. Nothing to worry about. So second quarter, we have more time than in previous quarters. So please stay tuned and make a note that the first class for second quarter starts on Tuesday, October 8th. So with that information, now we're going to talk about final grades for this first quarter. I think that's me again, right? Yes, it's me. So everyone's waiting for grades. Grades are, we have one more week for the end of the quarter. Teachers will be entering final grades next week, Wednesday. The last day of the quarter is next week, Friday, September 20th. But again, we need that Wednesday so we can prep for what we call fall credit completion. So we can prep for emailing in grades to students and parents, and also we can communicate about what's going to happen during fall. Teachers, again, will enter final grades for Q1 next week, Wednesday. Final grades will be available as early as Thursday of next week through Infinite Campus. But then the final grades will be also emailed no later than Friday, September 20th. Now, what if your student receives an I in one or more classes of Q1? An I means that the class was not completed. I means incomplete. And that's okay, because that means that the student can go and participate in what we call fall credit completion. That means that we're going to offer support for those students that receive an I and continue working in their Canvas classrooms and the classes assignments through the fall. And we're going to have live teacher support and live teacher tutoring support Monday through Friday of both weeks of fall break from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we're also identifying times in the afternoon to have our tutors available for students that want to continue getting academic support. And with our tutors, we try to have sessions after 6, between 6 and 9 p.m., because we see that our high school students, mostly, they like to work late, right? They're like vampires. They just like to stay a little late, and we want to support them. Now, this means that if your student receives an I for Q1, has a final grade, your student can continue working on the assignments of that class. But those assignments won't be graded during the fall. Those assignments will be graded once teachers are back on the week of October 7. During that first week, the assignments that were completed during fall break will be graded. And if a grade change is necessary, grade changes will be applied from an I to a passing grade if that's what happened during the break. And also that's when teachers communicate with students and parents about what happened and what's the work that they see that the students completed during the fall. Students during fall career completion are not alone. We are here to provide support. We're going to have live support every single day of the week, Monday through Friday from 9 to 4. And also we're looking to have tutors available in the afternoon, and that information, including the meeting links, will be available through our newsletter, Skyrocket. Incredible. We're getting to the end of Q1, and hopefully all of our students will finish their assigned classes of Q1 so they can enjoy those 2 weeks of break. And because of that, we want to celebrate that they are on track and on pace to finish. And what are we doing about that, Ms. Neeb?
So we wanted to provide a space and a time to celebrate the end of the quarter. Ideally, students have finished their courses, they've turned in that work, they can feel proud about the work and that they have accomplished, and they'll come to our end of quarter celebration. Or perhaps they just need a little reprieve. They come to our end of quarter celebration, which is a fall festival theme. We have been planning and organizing. I think it's going to be a really special event. We have food, we have games, we have some fun and opportunities for students to connect at whatever level they would like to. So we have some things planned and little open activities. There's going to be some art. So we're really excited. Please take note of the day and time. It's Thursday, September 19th. So the end of the quarter, that's next week from about 1 o'clock to 3:30. If your student happens to be here at Space Hub, we welcome them to our end of quarter celebration, or if they are at home doing their academics on that day and can make it to our Second Avenue location, we would love to have them here to celebrate in our Fall Festival end of quarter celebration.
I know it's going to be fun. I don't know if Mr. Brickley, have you been invited to, someone asked me if I'm available to receive pies on my face that day. I like apple pie.
I have been asked. I am a fan of pumpkin pie and apple pie as well, but I have been. I'm usually pretty good at eating pies. I haven't. Having them placed on my face has not yet happened.
So something is going to happen. So
Yes,
I don't know.
Yes. And we're going to, and we have the ability and we have the class and we have the personnel that we can capture it on film as well. So we're very excited about that and having that.
Most of us.
And
most of us are excited about
most
that.
of us are excited.
I would say everybody's excited.
I would look forward to that for the two of you might want to prepare. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for students to connect with each other. That's really the goal of my ASB students. They want to really provide a warm, safe space for students to come and engage in some fun activities and have some fun.
Thank you, Ms. Nave. We'll be prepared.
Yes.
I will shave. I'm not saying anything, Mr. Brickley. You might need to shave after, but who knows? Then I know Mr. Brickley said this during his introduction. We are so lucky to have Mr. Brickley with us because he was at one time, no long time, no like I don't want it to sound like in a distant galaxy. A few years ago, Mr. Brickley was part of the San Diego County Office of Education, and he was the leading force, and he was in charge of spreading esports throughout the county of San Diego. He knows the value of electronic sports, esports. He knows what it is, what they do to students, not just, I know as parents, we don't sometimes we don't see and we don't believe what happens with esports. He does, and he was in charge of working on this at the county level. And now we're trying to do that here in Launch Virtual Academy. We are going to become the premier online school that leads the charge in esports in the county. That's what he told me. So, Mr. Brickley, what are we doing about esports?
Right. So to kind of touch base or touch on what Dr. Ulloa said, it's not just, kids playing video games, right? Because I do think that there is a certain reputation that video gaming has, especially amongst parents. And what research has shown time and time again is that given the opportunity to participate in programs, in esports programs, students develop at a quicker rate critical thinking skills, communication skills, collaboration skills, technology skills, and leadership skills, among others. And then consistently polled CEOs across like the top 500 largest organizations and corporations in this country, time and time again, have said that these skills are skills that they have found actually otherwise qualified candidates coming out of colleges and universities lacking. And so esports are a great way to bridge that gap and develop skills that are 100% necessary going into the 21st century. And for a school like Launch Virtual Academy, where our students don't have the opportunity to really put on a Launch Virtual Academy jersey and go out onto an athletic field, where they also develop, some of these skills such as the communication and the collaboration and the teamwork. We have a unique opportunity where we can do that in a digital space. And so esports is kind of like that perfect fit where it meets one of our needs, and it also meets a need that our students have, and it meets a need that the greater society has in terms of preparing the next generation, essentially, of the workforce, right? And so the games being played, because another common concern that I hear when we talk or bring esports into any community is, well, are you just going to be playing shooting games or violent video games, right? And while research has time and time again shown that video games there's not a correlation between video games and violence, we don't even want to go into that conversation. So we are only going to be playing games that are approved through CIF. So this is the same organization that oversees and manages high school athletics. Those are the games that we will be using in our program. And we also will be offering some of the games to our high school students. And then we have a different selection of games for our middle school students broken down between by the ESRB. So if you're unfamiliar with what the ESRB is, that is the Entertainment Software Rating Board. They are an independent nonprofit organization that works with the federal government to determine age rating by appropriateness by age for each of these video games. And so we would not be bringing a video game that is deemed, for example, ages 13 and up, would not be available for our middle school students. So we are very, very highly selective in terms of what games we are going to be offering. All of them are approved and are actively being played by CIF, except for chess. Now, chess does kind of fall into a different area because you might be sitting going like, wait, that's not a video game, that's a board game. We have a chessboard. Dr. Ulloa is looking behind him. There is a chessboard in Dr. Ulloa's office. Because chess has become so popular, especially in the past 4 years, and has become so widespread online, chess has actually been adopted into esports, but CIF is not currently offering it as a video game title because it technically is not a video game, but it is being offered through some of these other agencies that we are partnering with to bring these opportunities to our students. And so the games that will be played are on the screen in front of you. Rocket League, Mario Kart, NBA 2K25, and Madden NFL 25 all come with an E rating, so they're age appropriate for every single age, even elementary school students, but we do not have elementary school students. So those games plus chess, and then Mario Kart. Mario Kart is an E10 plus, so age appropriate for ages 10 and up. That will be our middle school selection of games. And then all of those games plus League of Legends, which is a teen rated game, so ages 13 and up, will be what we offer for high school students. And so we are working in partnership with other organizations such as PlayVersus to bring these opportunities to our students. And then on top of that, we also want to host regular events like where our students come in person to a common location and play like a Launch Virtual Academy Rocket League tournament. So all the students can create teams within Launch Virtual Academy, play a tournament, and then we'll have this is the winning team. And then Dr. Yo and I will really try and make sure that we get them into these other larger scale tournaments because what we're talking about is nationwide tournaments representing Launch. And then on top of that, we will also have district-wide events for all schools in our district to participate at this event hosted by Launch Virtual Academy. So we are super, super excited about it. You'll see a QR code on your screen that this on our screen is a flyer that hopefully teachers are posting into their classrooms today. We also have made it available on our newsletter. And technically, because that is a QR code, you don't need to click it. If you are a student on our campus and you're interested in doing this, you want to grab your phone and scan it right now, you can actually sign up where you will say what games you're interested in playing, and then we can connect you with the other interested students to start forming teams right away. And matches start within a few weeks. So we want to move on this and we want to move on it quickly. So if you are interested and you know your friends are interested, or maybe you're a parent, you know that your student might be interested or your student's friend might be interested, please, please, please do us a favor to reach out because we really want to make this a thriving and flourishing program for our school, one that our school is uniquely equipped to do. So we're very excited about this. Thank you, Dr.
Now, just to make sure, participation is not just free for all, but also we're going to be checking academic standing, right? So there's some
Correct.
basic rules about, hey, do you want to participate? You need to have, you need to be passing your classes. So we have some rules about that, right, Mr. Brickley?
Because CIF is involved, we are following the CIF expectations in terms of GPA. So you have to have at least a 2.0 to participate in our events.
Beautiful. Well, oh my God. I'm a little afraid of everything. You know, it's we have big dreams and big hopes this year, and it's not. I think that's the last slide, but I just be reminded. I was reminded before we end the recording. I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen so you can see me say this. We're trying to make partnerships and connections with outside organizations of Launch. As you know, we have a very solid relationship with Southwestern College, with San Diego State. We're trying to be close to Safety Net. We're going to be close with Play Versus and CIF esports organizations. And I was just reminded of, we have another partnership, and this is happening, like I was working on this earlier today. We have another partnership with a non-for-profit organization that's called the Coding School. Last year, through them, our students were able to access an online class offered by MIT professors and Stanford professors on introduction to quantum computing. So this year, what we're going to do the same thing. We're going to continue a partnership with the Coding School, and we're going to start offering the opportunity for students to join 2 different classes online. One of them is going to be again, introduction to quantum computing. And the second one, it's a new one that we're going to offer to our students, is called Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. And what we're trying to accomplish with all these partnerships is to expose our students to the world that's out there and how technology is changing the way we live our lives. So with that, I want to thank Mr. Brickley for being here with me today. Thank you, Ms. Neve, for sharing that information. We want to see you next week at the end of the quarter celebration, Thursday from 1 to 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m., right? So thank you again. Have a wonderful fall break. And if you're going to be working during the fall break to complete some of the classes, you're not alone. We're going to be online. We're going to be here supporting you. So with that, I'm going to stop the recording. Thank you for being here. And now we're going to talk to the people that's giving us their time to be live online with us. Thank you and goodbye.